Mr. Secretary, what brings you to the Southeast?
Well, Phil, I wanted to come out as part of the White House Business Council on behalf of the President and the Department of Commerce to, in part, to do a listening tour, to hear from Georgia and southern small businesses about what challenges they're facing in the economy, and also to share with them the important work that the administration is doing to promote exports and create jobs here in America.
The national initiative seems to be going pretty well.
The National Export Initiative has been very successful. It was launched by the President in his State of the Union address last year. Exports, the goal is to double exports by 2014. We've made a significant effort to redouble our efforts and focus our resources as a federal government to support American companies trying to gain greater access to markets overseas. Exports are up 17% last year. We're on track to, or currently at about 15% this year. Georgia has exported a record number of exports. I think the exports are at a record level this year. Yes, we're doing very well. We're very pleased. Of course, there's more to be done, and we have a lot more work to do.
You're focusing on small and medium-sized companies, are you not?
We are. Of course, most jobs in this country, 80 to 90% of jobs are created by small business. And most of our exporters, in fact, are small business. But the truth of the matter is only 1% of companies actually export. So we're trying to figure out how can we get more American companies to export, and that includes small businesses.
What sort of feedback are you getting from the company officials that you're meeting with?
Well, I think the reality is these are tough times, and I think we're hearing loud and clear that Georgia small businesses want Washington to put aside the partisan bickering and to work together on a constructive agenda to help grow the economy. Issues that have come up include increasing better access to capital for small businesses, as well as working together to create more manufacturing jobs here in this country, and essentially to make more strategic investments in infrastructure, in the logistics, in the backbone of the economy, in ports and bridges and roads, airports, rail systems that will enable our country to compete more effectively overseas.
Have you heard anything about the dredging in the Savannah port?
I know it's an important issue locally. It's an important, critically important to job creation and job growth here in the region. The Savannah port plays a major role in Georgia and in the region's economic growth, and I'm aware that there are concerns about getting the appropriate approvals to get the port deepened, and I'm also aware that's under review at the moment.
You've been on the road a lot recently. What markets do you think small and medium-sized firms should be looking at, aside from Canada and Mexico, which are our major trading partners?
Well, there are great opportunities, and I think it really depends on whether a small business is new to exporting or is already exporting in one place and is looking to grow. But there are tremendous opportunities. Canada and Mexico are great, relatively easy places to export to if you're new to exporting. They're great markets that are open to small business. But there are also some very fast-growing markets. In this hemisphere, I would say Brazil has an enormously fast-growing economy, close ties to the United States, huge domestic consumer population with real demand and a real loyalty to American goods. Colombia, when we get this Colombia Free Trade Agreement, is very significant. I think it's our 12th largest trading partner. It's our 3rd largest economy in the region, and it's very important, very significant opportunities. And of course, in Asia, you can't overlook the Asia-Pacific region. We have a free trade agreement pending with Korea, which I hope will be passed, and we're working on other initiatives. But I would encourage companies. The truth is, the world has gotten very small, and there are opportunities all over the world. In the middle here, we're at Parts Inc. today. They do a major amount of business. It's a small company of 47 employees. They're doing exports to the Middle East, to Indonesia and other places. So the truth of the matter is, with modern day technology and communications and logistics, small businesses can sell their products all over the world, and the Department of Commerce has great resources to help them do that.
Are you encouraged by the stability in Colombia?
I am, and I think this free trade agreement is going to be very good both for Colombia and for the United States. I had an opportunity to visit Colombia recently, and I was very encouraged by what I saw, and I think that the Santos administration has taken has a lot of steps and made great strides to implement this agreement, including addressing some of the very serious labor concerns that have been raised. But I think that we're losing market share in Colombia, and we can't act fast enough to get this agreement passed.
If a company has a problem with some sort of non-tariff barrier, what should it do?
Well, that's a great question. We have, first of all, I want to make sure everyone's aware of the resources that are available to companies. We have a great website, export.gov, www.export.gov, which is sort of a federal government portal. But beyond that, we have desk officers who are assigned to countries and regions, and companies can call excuse me, the Trade Information Center, get assigned to a desk officer that specializes in a particular country that can work with them on trying to resolve that non-tariff barrier. That's the main mission of the Market Access and Compliance Division of the Department of Commerce, which I lead.
What's next on your agenda?
Well, actually, we're doing some domestic travel, and then next month I'm off to South Africa leading a trade mission, including with some Georgia companies, on alternative energy. And it's a multi-sector trade mission, but one of our commitments under the National Export Initiative is to increase the number of trade missions that are led by senior executives in the government to go travel overseas and help American companies gain access to those markets and sell their goods. I'm really looking forward to it.